Okay, so there seems to be a common belief around majority of NBA fans that old basketball doesn't really count. A lot of them like to say that anything before Magic and Larry Bird doesn't really count. And if it wasn't Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, or Bill Russell, John Havlicek, those guys, I can't even say Bob Cousy, he gets disrespected a lot, but that's besides the point. The Pioneers constantly get disrespected and forgotten as if they didn't help build the game that we all love and enjoy to watch and play. George Mikan, aka Mr. Basketball, set the standard that a big man can play basketball and be a dominant force, being the league's first superstar, leading the Minneapolis Lakers to 3 straight championships. And he wasn't playing against bums either. He wasn't the only one putting up monstrous performances out there. Let me introduce you to the player that before Wilt got to the Warriors, he was top dog around those parts. A man who would go on to win the scoring title 3 times in a row while shooting an average 5% better than the rest of the league. If you don't know who I'm talking about, because I promise you don't, I'm talking about Neil Johnston. What's good, family? It's your favorite cousin CJ, aka the basketball historian. And while I would normally prefer just to use this one player's highlights, he is actually so old and he played so long ago that I couldn't really find highlights of just him. So I did the next best thing that I could think of, which is giving you highlights of the era he played in so you can get a general idea of what he was doing on the basketball court. Neil Johnston was a 6'8", 210-pound undrafted center that played his entire career in the 1950s. And even though he was undrafted and undersized for his position, that did not deter him from etching his name in NBA history. By the time he would have retired, he would have undoubtedly been one of the greatest players to ever put on a jersey in the NBA at the time. And his accolades reflect that, because at the end of his tenure, he would be a 6-time All-Star, a 3-time scoring champ, a rebounding champ, a member of the All-NBA team 5 times, a champion in 1956, and an unofficial Most Improved Player award winner. The main reason why I say unofficial is because it didn't exist back in that time, but once you take a look at his stats, you can obviously see that if the award existed, he definitely would have won it. But before we get into all that, I just want to say that if you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. It really helps me and the channel, and it really makes me know that you guys like this content. So please make sure to do all that. Alright, thank you. I've been talking this man up for a while now. However, you already know what I bring to the conversation. Nothing but straight facts and numbers. So let's get into Neil. In the 516 games that Neil has played, he has put up averages of 19.4 points, around 11 rebounds with 2.5 assists, while also shooting a ridiculous 44% from the field and a respectable 76% from the charity stripe. And if you look at it with today's standards, 44% seems kinda bad. It seems like he wasn't really doing anything out there. It seems downright abysmal until you put into context that the rest of the league around that time was shooting 37% on their field goal attempts. So that means for his entire career, he consistently shot 7% better than every other competitor in the league on average. So at his time, in his prime, he was undoubtedly one of the most efficient scorers the league has ever seen at that time. But where did it all start for Neil? Obviously his rookie season, but his rookie season wasn't really what you would expect given the stats that I just told you right now. Just by looking at his stats, he was pretty abysmal that season. He would only average 6 points, 5 rebounds, 0.6 assists, while playing 15.5 minutes a game for 64 games. I don't know why he was playing so bad. It could have been nerves. It could have just been a skill issue, a competition issue. I don't know. But after that first season, he said, I will come back stronger than ever. And boy, did he. Because he would come back in the very next season and put up averages of 22.3 points, 14 rebounds, 2.8 assists while playing in 70 games that season, clocking in 45 minutes per game. And those 22.3 points was enough to get him the scoring title that year. So he was, in fact, the league's best scorer. And he also led the league in field goal percentage. So simultaneously being the most effective scorer and the best scorer in the league all at the same time. And remember, that's a jump from 6 points to 22 over a span of one off season. That's why I say he should have won most improved player if it existed back then. His second season would be the start of his prime, as he was also acknowledged to the NBA All-Star game and made the All-NBA first team in that second year. And while he was in his prime, he didn't let the moment go to waste, as he would put up a stat line of 22.3 points, 12.7 rebounds, and about 3 assists a game, still shooting that terrific 44% from the field and a still respectable 77 from the line. And the 1 year where it all lined up for him, where he played some of the best basketball of his career, not only to lead his team to the playoffs, but actually win the championship in the 1955-56 season, where he would put up a stat line of 22 points, 12.5 rebounds, and this will also be his best passing season, as he would average 3.2 assists. And even though he didn't win the scoring title that year, he still led the league in field goal percentage, so he was still the most effective scorer with the basketball. And when the playoffs come around, it's not just a one-man show, it's whoever has the best team, whoever has the best game plan. And Neil adjusted beautifully as he went down in points from 22 to 20. However, his rebound and assists both bumped up from 12 to 14 and from 3.2 to 5.1 respectfully. So he was a real contributing piece to a championship roster team. Undoubtedly a top 2 player on his team, and quite possibly even a top 10 player in the league at the time. And just to give you a little bit more context, just to give you a little bit of cherries on this basketball Sunday I got for you right here, I'm going to actually give you some of his best games throughout his entire career. On February 16th, 1954 versus the Syracuse Nationals, he would put up a stat line of 50 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, while also shooting 60% from the field and the free throw line. On December 4th, 1954, again against the Syracuse Nationals, 27 points, 39 rebounds, 4 assists, 45% from the field, 77 from the charity stripe. I'm sorry, Syracuse, you just keep doing it to you, because on November 17th, 1956, 31 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, shooting 52% from the field, 87 from the line. And then on February 4th, 1955, this time not against Syracuse, against the Rochester Royals, who are better known now as the Sacramento Kings, 45 points, 20 rebounds, 1 assist, 65 from the field, 68 from the charity. Neil Johnston was a hell of a player, did such amazing things, especially in the terms of basketball, winning championships, all that stuff, leading the league in field goal percentage, points, especially after having that abysmal rookie season. It's just so happened that the last year that he played in the league was also the rookie year of Wilt Chamberlain, and we all know what Wilt did. So there's no surprise that he was actually forgotten, since the person that came right after him that played his same position just so happened to be one of the greatest centers to ever play the game of basketball, even to this day. And with all that out the way, I just want to say thanks to you guys, thanks family, for all the love and support that y'all been showing recently on the channel and on the past videos, especially that re-upload that I did, I don't even know how long ago, but y'all still ran up them views. That shit's almost at like 1,000 now. Thank you. And with all that being said, that's all I got for y'all on this one. Make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe if you haven't already. It's been your favorite cousin CJ, aka the basketball historian, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all boys stay safe out there, alright? Peace, peace.
I draw it up and execute, I need a coaching job. I'm the type to help my man score, I'm finna throw the lob. These niggas ain't touching pape, they just broken lost. In the 300, it bends the earth like I train with Todd. Historic run, not for real, I'm on a global tear. Probably think I got the game rigged, I never played it fair.